Do you know what Google, IBM, Meta, and the University of Michigan all have in common right now? They each offer a certification with a documented track record of leading to raises, promotions, or job offers. So in this video, I'm going to show you all 7 so you can pick the ones that match your career and start this week. The first certification is the one with the highest ROI per hour invested on this entire list because it takes under 5 hours to complete, and it's the most relevant credential you can add to your profile in 2026. Google AI Essentials covers how to use AI tools effectively at work, how to write prompts that produce useful output, and how to apply AI responsibly across more than 20 workplace scenarios. It's built by Google's AI team and designed for people in any role, in any industry, with zero technical background required. The reason this certification matters right now is that 87% of tech and IT leaders say they offer higher salaries to candidates with AI skills, while IDC estimates that more than 90% of organizations worldwide are already being affected by the IT skills crisis in 2026. That means the professional who can demonstrate practical AI literacy on their resume is the one leadership keeps when restructuring decisions hit, because when every department needs someone who understands how AI fits into their workflow, the person with the credential gets the seat at the table. It costs $49 on Coursera, and the majority of learners finish it in a single weekend. If you want to go deeper after completing AI Essentials, Google launched the AI Professional Certificate in February 2026, which builds on the foundation and covers 6 specific domains where AI is transforming work. That one includes 20 hands-on projects and takes about 7 hours per course across 7 courses. So it's a bigger commitment, but it produces a portfolio of AI applications you can point to in interviews. The smartest move is to start with AI Essentials this weekend and decide from there whether the deeper certification is worth the additional time. Either way, having Google's name next to AI on your LinkedIn is a signal that recruiters are actively searching for right now. Once you have AI literacy covered, the next certification applies to every company in every industry because it's the one methodology that works the same regardless of what you're building or selling. This is the certification that transfers across every industry because project management methodology works the same whether you're in tech, healthcare, finance, or construction. It walks you through Agile, Scrum, and traditional project management methodologies from start to finish, and 75% of Google certificate graduates report measurable career improvement within 6 months of completing it. The program is listed as 6 months on Coursera, but the majority of people who take it while working full-time finish in 1 to 2 months because the workload is lighter than the timeline suggests. What makes this one stand out beyond the content is the Google Career Certificates Employer Consortium, which is a network of over 150 companies that actively hire people who complete these certifications. The way to get the most out of this isn't just to list it on your resume. Come to interviews with specific examples of how you'd apply Agile or Scrum to the company's actual challenges. If they're struggling with product launches, explain how you'd use sprint planning to break the launch into 2-week cycles with clear deliverables. The certification proves you know the theory. The examples prove you can apply it, and that combination is what gets callbacks. And every Google Professional Certificate integrates directly with LinkedIn's certification section, which matters because recruiters actively search LinkedIn using certification names as keywords to find candidates. If you complete this and don't add it to your LinkedIn profile, you're leaving discovery opportunities on the table. The consortium companies include names like Walmart, Verizon, and SAP, and they've committed to considering Google certificate holders for relevant roles. Project management gets the work done, but there's a gap in nearly every company right now that's even harder to fill, and it's the ability to turn raw data into decisions. Every company is trying to be data-driven in 2026, and the majority of them are failing because they don't have enough people who actually understand how to work with data and translate it into decisions. This certification takes you through the full data analytics process, from statistical analysis and data visualization to regression and machine learning, and it positions you as the person who can turn raw data into clear insights for stakeholders. The same Coursera timeline applies here. It says 6 months, but working part-time, you can realistically finish it in 4 to 8 weeks. The certification itself teaches the technical side, but the career value comes from something most data analysts are surprisingly bad at, which is communication. Being able to crunch numbers is baseline. Being able to explain what those numbers mean to a room full of non-technical executives is where the premium is. If you take this certification, practice explaining your analysis to friends or colleagues who have no data background. If they can follow your reasoning and understand why it matters, you're ready for the interview. If they glaze over, you need more practice translating data into plain language. Certified data analysts are seeing starting salaries between $67,000 and $95,000, with experienced analysts analysts in major markets clearing $100,000, and the demand is growing because every department from marketing to operations needs someone who can read dashboards and make recommendations from the data. And like every Google professional certificate, this one integrates directly with LinkedIn's certification section and gives you access to the employer consortium. The data analytics certification gives you the foundation, but the next one takes the same territory deeper for people who want to move into data science specifically. IBM is one of the most recognized names in enterprise technology, and this certification covers everything from Python and SQL to data cleaning, visualization, machine learning models, and data pipelines. The IBM name carries weight on a resume, and the program goes significantly deeper than the Google Data Analytics certificate because it includes actual programming, model building, and a capstone project where you work with real data sets. The capstone is where you either differentiate yourself or waste the opportunity. The default approach is to use whatever sample dataset the course provides, finish the project, and move on. The approach that actually leads to job offers is to pick a dataset from the field you actually want to work in. If you want to work in healthcare, analyze patient outcome data. If you're targeting finance, work with market data. If you're in operations, build a model around supply chain efficiency. When an interviewer asks about your certification, you don't say, "I learned Python." You show them the project where you predicted customer churn using their industry's data. The certification alone won't get you a data science role. The portfolio you build during and after it will. But the combination of the IBM credential and a relevant portfolio gives recruiters a reason to put you in the interview pile. IBM gives you the technical depth for data roles, but the next certification is for people whose career path involves product thinking and design rather than data and code. UX design sits at the intersection of creativity and business strategy, and companies are finally recognizing that good design isn't optional. It can determine whether a product succeeds or fails. This certification teaches the full UX process, from user research and wireframing to prototyping and testing, and Google's design principles are considered the industry standard that most product teams reference. The skills transfer far beyond traditional design roles. Product managers, founders, and anyone involved in building something that people interact with will benefit from understanding how design decisions affect user behavior and retention. The way to stand out after completing this isn't just to show polished final designs. Show the full journey for each project, the research, the first drafts, the iterations based on feedback, and the reasoning behind every decision you made. Hiring managers in UX don't want to see that you can make something look good. They want to see how you think through problems, and showing the messy middle of your process demonstrates that better than any final mock-up. A portfolio is mandatory in UX, and the quality of your portfolio matters more than the certification itself. Treat every project in the course as a portfolio piece, and you'll come out of it with something worth showing. UX designers are earning between $75,000 and $110,000 on average, with senior roles pushing past $130,000. And the demand continues to grow because every company building a digital product needs someone who understands how users interact with it. Even if you're not pursuing a pure design role, the design thinking framework this certification teaches applies to product management, strategy, and any position where you're making decisions about how people experience a product or service. UX teaches you how to design what users interact with, but if you want to actually build those interfaces yourself, the next certification is the one that gets you there. Meta engineers build products used by billions of people every day, and this certification trains you according to the same standards they use internally. It teaches HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React, which are the core technologies behind every modern website and web application. These are the same technologies that Meta identified as gaps in what traditional computer science programs and boot camps were producing, which is why they built this certification in the first place. The certification teaches you the skills, but the thing that separates people who get hired from people who don't is the portfolio. The number of people who complete a front-end development certification and have nothing to show for it is staggering. Build projects during the course that you can point to during interviews. Make them responsive, make them clean, and make sure every link works. That sounds obvious, but I've seen candidates send portfolio links with broken pages, private repositories, and placeholder text still in the headers. Front-end development skills also pair well with UX design knowledge. So if you took the Google UX design certification earlier on this list, combining it with this one creates a profile that's significantly more competitive than either certification alone. Meta's certification is specific to web development, but the last one on this list gives you a programming language that applies to virtually every other field. Python is no longer just for software engineers. It's used in finance for modeling, healthcare for data analysis, marketing for automation, and operations for process optimization, which makes it one of the most versatile skills you can add to your resume regardless of your industry. This specialization takes you from zero programming knowledge to writing functional Python, and it's backed by the University of Michigan's Computer Science Department, which is one of the top-ranked programs in the country. The program moves at a pace that works for complete beginners, and the projects are practical enough that you can use them to demonstrate competence to employers. The key to making this certification count is committing your projects to GitHub so they're publicly visible. A GitHub profile with active Python projects signals to employers that you're not just collecting certifications, you're building things. That distinction matters more than the credential itself. Python literacy is quickly becoming a baseline expectation in data-heavy roles across every industry, and having this certification on your resume alongside a visible GitHub portfolio puts you ahead of candidates who can only point to a PDF. And if you took the Google Data Analytics or IBM Data Science certifications earlier on this list, Python is the language that ties those skills together. The analysis techniques you learned become significantly more powerful when you can write scripts to automate them, and combining the certifications creates a profile that covers both the strategic and technical sides of data work. This is also the certification that pairs well with the Google AI certifications from earlier, because the moment you understand Python fundamentals, AI tools become something you can customize and extend rather than just use out of the box. And the Google AI Essentials certification alone takes under 5 hours, and it's the fastest way to add a credential that recruiters are actively searching for right now. All 7 are on Coursera, and I've left the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.